I would like to take this video to introduce to you something I have been working on the past several months with a cohort of 20-some regular MegaMek players. It's a little project I like to call MegaMek Empires, and I am opening now to the general public at large. MegaMek Empires is a quasi-real-time, multiplayer, play-by-email 4X strategy game mode utilizing the MegaMek HQ and MegaMek software for gameplay. It is based off the futuristic Battletech setting and uses its rule sets, but is not directly based on in-universe canon, i.e. there are no direct references to great or minor houses and powers, clans, specific years, notable personalities, military units, planets, etc. You get to make the story. Like any 4X game, it allows players to own an empire, explore, send scouts across the map to reveal territory, expand, allows players to claim new territory by capturing existing settlements and deployment structures, exploit, gather C-bills based off the population under your control, and exterminate, attack and eliminate rival players as threats or ally with them in productive treaties. Our mission statement. MegaMek Empires' main goal is for people to have fun and generate interest in the Battletech universe and the MegaMek and MegaMek HQ projects. Your objectives are your own. Find your own interests, whether it is capturing the entirety of your corner of the map, building grand alliances, destroying a particular enemy, role-playing, reaching the highest dynasty empire level, or play-testing a given army or unit design. I've always enjoyed 4X games, such as Masters of Orion, Sid Meier's Civilization, and the Space Empires series. Grand strategy was never lost on me either, with Total War or Hearts of Iron both frequently being played. Although I often branched into other genres like real-time strategy, such as Command & Conquer, Total Annihilation, or StarCraft, I was never able to keep up with the often godlike reflexes and speeds needed for micromanagement to play with more elite players. After discovering a copy of MechWarrior 2 that came with my, at the time, brand new IBM Aptiva, and later one of the Battletech novels in my local bookstore, I was hooked into the franchise and grew to love the complex thought, strategy, and tactics that came with the board game. I enjoyed taking my time to reflect and ponder moves planned before an engagement, and not just find myself thrown into direct actions without time to think. Turn-based is my thing, like grand chess, and not board games like Operation. When I discovered Neveron online one summer's eve in 2011, I was shocked and very happy to find something that basically combined two of my favorite games and features. I barely learned some of the key strategies necessary to keep a lone independent empire alive and well amid higher-level enemies in that hostile world, without being able to dedicate large chunks of time to monitoring real-time defense. Sadly, Neveron kicked the bucket too soon, and I could try and grow no more. Looking back on those hallowed days, I have repeatedly looked for something similar and found myself wanting. So eventually I took it upon myself to try and make do, build the system I wanted, but not for me, for the joy of others. I've taken elements from the Space Empire's treaties, and directly copied its treaty grid idea, then picked and pulled various elements of Neveron and the MegaMek suite to tie together with spreadsheet files to form a functional platform. To run an empire, I have kept things very simple, both for ease of governing in terms of administration oversight, and for the player so they can commit as little or as much time to playing as they deem fit. The emphasis is on the strategic map, diplomacy, and combat via MegaMek. There is no research, no resources beyond a simple population system, and all tech levels are on the table, with the idea even custom units that use the MegaMek lab system are welcome, but admittedly have yet to be used by the current alpha playtesting base. Although clan technology is more advanced in terms of gameplay, it is also vastly more expensive. So choose wisely. Would you rather have one Timberwolf Prime valued at 24.2 million C-bills, or 4 Warhammer 6Rs at a little over 6 million apiece? As a player who runs a MegaMek Empire, you have and are responsible for 2 files. The first is a spreadsheet file for your empire. LibreOffice is free and can run any ODS, XLSX, or XLS file types on PC or Mac. This file, where you can see your empire overview and stats, have a venue to send diplomatic messages back and forth to other players and the admin. That is, if you don't want to email them directly yourself. You can view your faction relations, check your strategic map and plot movements, and view rules or admin updates. The second file is your MegaMek HQ campaign file. Here you will keep track and interact with all of your nation's military personnel and equipment. Complete repairing, rearming, healing, salvaging, promoting, leveling up with experience, and assigning awards, if that is your thing. Awards, though, will only be for fluff purposes and will not be allowed to grant extra XP. This file will also keep track of any prisoners you take in war, allowing you to ransom high-value prisoners and intern enemy combatants during the course of any wars. The interstellar map of the Battletech universe is not used here and will be disregarded. The TO&E tab will reflect your unit's placement on the strategic map, using forces labeled as the coordinates that individual or groups of troops are deployed to. Likewise, the briefing room tab will be updated any time your Empire forces make contact with another hostile nation or AI-controlled pirate bandit force, prompting a fight. As missions come in, you will be granted a range of 1 real-life week to conduct any combat scenarios that come up. This means no missed battles because you were asleep, like in Neverum. Empire fights are to happen between real people as much as possible, and thus AI cannot be gamed or fumbled with to rob players of their hard work. Combat will happen via MegaMek, the results of which are confirmed by both sides and fed back into your respective MegaMek HQ Empire files. Both of your files are to be emailed to the admin at megamekempires@gmail.com weekly for updating and then returned to you. These weekly files will be logged and checked over heavily for signs of cheating, which if detected will net heavy fines or being kicked from the game. A turn in-game will equal 1 real-life week, both to allow for players to coordinate and complete games in MegaMek, and to ensure as many people as possible have a chance to participate, if they wish, given real-life conditions. This means 52 turns are possible in 1 year. The date in MegaMek and MegaMek HQ will reflect real time, i.e. Monday, May 4th, 2020 will be recorded as Monday, May 4th, 2020. The added 10,000 years allowing all tech levels and units to show up as available. Each week, you will be allowed to skip through the days at your own pace, on one quiet Saturday afternoon, day by day reflecting the passage of time, or in a rush before your scheduled battle against an opponent. That's up to you. All combats for that given turn will be scheduled for Sundays at the end of the particular turn. Weeks will start on Mondays, meaning all files need to be submitted no later than Sunday at 11:59 p.m. UTC-12 on each real week. They will be updated and returned to you in the order that they come in as fast as the admin can. Like as normal for MegaMek HQ campaigns, your techs will need time to repair and rearm damaged units each week, from Monday to Saturday, and any personnel can be treated in the infirmary. Now let's talk about the Spreadsheet Empire file, starting with the Empire Overview tab. Here you can provide details about your empire, such as empire name, leader, motto, a brief description, a flag, and choose a color to represent yourself on the strategic map. Furthermore, you can leave contact info so opponents will be able to get a hold of you in the future. All other information here in this tab is strictly informative and will be locked from editing, such as turn number, turn end date, empire level, and stats on your land area owned, total population, and wealth. The Diplomacy tab allows you to send weekly messages to other Empire leaders, friend or foe, and the admin using some of the headings featured in the older Space Empires series of games, although you can just as easily email them yourself. You can confirm or decline statements and demands of other empires, accept or deny trade offers, gifts, tributes, propose counter trade offers, or just receive general communications here. Note the colored panels below each message for quick replies using copy and paste. The top half of the page shows incoming message, while the bottom half is for outgoing mail. Note that if you wish to trade, gift, tribute, etc., it will have to be logged here at some point for the admin to note and complete the transaction. The Factions Relations tab lays out the details of the various forms of treaties available in the game thus far, and their benefits or detriments. Note there are 10 different treaties, including no treaty, mostly derived from the Space Empire series, and one special status reserved for use by the admin in settling disputes, although this is not preferred, or placing empires in limbo should a serious real-life event or once-in-a-lifetime event occur and warrant allowing a given empire a freeze and de-thaw period to re-enter the game down the road. The tab also shows a treaty grid or treaty chart, which shows all known empires you have discovered or made contact with through diplomatic channels, and your current relationship with them or them and each other. The Strategic Map tab reveals all global map data that your units have scouted thus far, that you have acquired through diplomatic relations or by means of trade, buying and selling with other empires. This could be geographic feature details such as oceans, seas, lakes, rivers, mountains, heavy or light forests. Demographics, namely locations of cities, towns, and how many people live in a given map zone, represented by the number in a given coordinate cell. Structures, such as deployment points, airports, spaceports, vehicle bases, infantry barracks, ports, and mech factories. Or military intel, known troop deployments of allies and enemies that have been scouted and not yet moved back into the fog of war. Geographic features, demographic features, and deployment structures are permanent and will never disappear, although the admin might increase population numbers in random zones from time to time. When a player empire starts off, they will automatically receive a 5x5 strategic map area, randomly placed, with one of each deployment structure and several city map zones to support them. You may use the unit counters available on the tab with the same name to represent your own troop deployments on the map. However, this is optional, whereas spreadsheet comments will be used and placed by the admin to represent your forces and any known enemy dispositions. The Strategic Map Legend and Rules tab showcases some of the rules that go along with the various strategic map features, as well as determines how strategic map movements are made, and highlights the meanings of the various empire border designations: national, current, disputed, and shared. Furthermore, rules involving the generation of maps for MegaMek gameplay are also fleshed out here, including map size, geographical terrain features, presence of structures, etc. There is another Spreadsheet tab that lists additional rules to govern player conduct for this game mode. It will also feature any new rules updates in the future, so check it regularly. Last but not least, this spreadsheet file contains a tab which lists the required current setup and version of MegaMek and MegaMek HQ needed to participate in this game mode. Should you need access to these resources, links can be made available. As our alpha test strategic map has been wiped and all empires reset for beta public play, From now on, any new players who wish to join in this game mode may do so by emailing megamekempires@gmail.com and typing in New Empire in the subject line. A reply email will be sent in a timely fashion with the necessary starting template spreadsheet file. Once the Empire Overview tab is filled out and submitted, and you have answered any other questions asked in the accompanying reply email, the file will be returned to you with a starting location and other relevant information, along with a MegaMek HQ campaign empire file. Hence your new empire will be born. Players can join at any time to make new empires. Just understand that those that have come before you will likely be more powerful, as they will have had more turns to grow in strength. There will be a limit of 1 empire per email used for signing up. I would ask that individual people limit themselves to a max of 2 empires, so as to not overburden the admin and any future staff. This is going to be a voluntary labor of love, after all. Furthermore, you are encouraged to spread the news and visit our forum at megamekempires.boards.net that has just been launched to coincide with the release of this video. Here you can ask the admin and staff questions and chat with other players. I wish you well in the weeks, months, and years ahead, and look forward to seeing the rise and fall of many an ambitious leader. Remember, in a time of peace, prepare for war.